I get that. And I get that of course, I know that it takes more than love to, maintain a marriage, but you're giving these people 8 weeks to fall in love, basically.
No, they don't actually.
Oh, what did they do?
There's couples that did not fall, like that. The woman clearly was like, I'm ready to say I love you, but he wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't until way later after the show. And then even then she was like, yeah, he hasn't said it yet. And then he finally said it on the
Imagine being married to that person.
Yeah, I felt like, that to me is kind of, but he clearly was attracted to her. He liked her, right? But it had only been 8 weeks. Like and she understood that, like, because that's the point, is that this is a marriage, and they're making that commitment to figure it out and see if it'll work. But for some, it's not just like, the marriage isn't just about like the love part. They feel like that'll grow, and it usually does. Usually. I have friends who said their parents were arranged and they still hate each other to this day.
Yeah.
But, some people it works though.
What it comes down to is compatibility. And so you're letting people put you guys together with the hopes of it being stable, but you guys it's basically jumping the broom with a complete stranger with something. It sounds like a lot of bullshit, honestly. I don't know.
I get it.
I'm trying to make my point, but I can't put the words together.
Well, I think I understand what you're saying. I think there is a level. I can see how there's a level of this is not a real thing. Clearly, you don't really care about marriage if you're willing to just marry a random person that you've never met. But then I also see the other side of it too. That
what if I get matched with a crackhead?
And that's when at the end of the 8 weeks you say, you know what, this ain't gonna work.
I'm gonna stand
or
there
at the beginning too.
I'm be like, what the fuck is this shit?
That. They can say there is they can when they see each other at the altar go, ooh, nah, you're not attractive to me, this ain't gonna work. They don't have to marry the person when they see them,
Okay.
They could just say, ooh. There's one lady who wasn't attracted to her husband, straight up from season 1. I believe it was season 1. So that means they had to have been married now, I think, for 7 years or so. They got kids. They together. You know what I'm saying? And she was not attracted to him. She was crying after the wedding and was like, I don't think this is going to work. I'm not attracted to him. And I understood that man really wasn't that. He didn't look good at all. But she grew to love him. He kept at it. He felt like he could win her over. And she decided to go through the process, trust the process, go through the 8 weeks. And she ended up falling in love with this man. And now they got 4 kids. They've been married all these years. They're still together. It's worked,
Aren't you just because at that point I got what I was trying to say. You're forcing yourself to fall in love. It's like I've already went through this marriage, and now I'm gonna try to make it work with this stranger. I'm gonna force myself to love this person.
I don't think it's necessarily force. I think that it is commitment. Just like in marriage, in a typical, if she would have dated him and she had fallen in love and all, she did it the traditional way, right? You still have to make a commitment every single day to choose to love this person and be with them every day. It's not always, it's not always easy. It's not going to always be butterflies. You're not going to feel in love with this person every single day, but you've made a commitment to them to be with them for better or for worse. And therefore you are making this commitment. You're going to try to make it work.
Right.
Even on the, bad days. And for her, it was, even though he was ugly.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is that marriage is it's not an easy thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's beautiful to be with someone you love, But it's not an easy thing. And you're making it even harder by marrying a stranger, a person you don't know.
I guess so.
Like, you know.
But I mean, if you're not having good luck out there, and especially, I feel like, and I think you told me this before we started recording, that we are putting our own like timetable on it, because I said
Correct.
like how, well, I'm 31, it's time, like it's like I need to find my person, and and I just feel like I forgot what the point of me, where I was going with that.
Are you talking about women have a biological clock?
Yeah, I think that I was gonna say like I think there is this focus of, like what I have been doing does not work. It has proven to not work. So at this point, what do I have to lose? When I'm in my 30s, time's ticking. I want a family. I want to have children. The doctor says it's a geriatric pregnancy after 35. I don't have a whole lot of time to waste.
That's the term they use?
Yes, they use geriatric pregnancy. That's what they call it. Isn't it great? So so I mean, it's like, so you do get to a point where you're like, what I've been doing, clearly I cannot seem to find the right person that I should be with. So maybe I should talk to these experts. Maybe I should try it, at least give it a chance. Like, because what I'm doing is not working to get the results that I want. So
I get what you're saying. Like, you feel like you don't want to. You rather take this chance than to waste time. Yeah, I get that.
Than to waste time doing nothing.
And I get that. I do.
And call it desperate. Call it what you want. I mean, maybe it is a level of desperate of debt. Whatever. It's
I know what
desperacy.
You're trying to do. Yeah, I knew what you were trying to say.
What is that word?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, maybe it is desperate to do that, but I mean, I think it's no different than when you're like, man, I ain't been able to find nobody at the grocery store. Let me just go on and download this app real quick. Like, I'm gonna, I don't really see really a difference in, the level of desperacy anyway. Doing an arranged thing, or like, it's still a non-traditional route,
right?
So,
and man, those kids are loud.
Yeah.
And so it also, like how I said, how you view marriage. Like, to me, it's like a sham. And I explained like how I view marriage, but honestly, the institution of marriage that we know now wasn't always the case. People used to, pawn their daughters off for like, land, cows, what have you.
Yeah.
And so to them, marriage was, just an agreement to, get something beneficial. And if that's your understanding of it, I could see how you would be okay with, marrying at first sight. But come on, man. Like, could you imagine, like, the honeymoon, how fucking awkward that is? Like, you're standing there.
It's not that awkward for them.
Wondering if I'm going to get some or not. Probably not. That's weird.
It's actually not as awkward as you think. Well, okay, it is pretty awkward for some of them.
Gotta be awkward.
But the ones that click right away and they see each other and just immediately have that vibe and it just works, there ain't no awkwardness at all. Like, I think it just depends on the person.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you got anything else?
No.
Oh,
I'm good.
This was a good debate. You know, you have your opinion, I have mine, and I respect yours, and you respect mine. So
yeah,
it was great. Hopefully you guys are out there in love, and you guys do whatever works for you. There is no like one avenue that's guaranteed to work for everybody. Everything, just do what works for you. Okay, I couldn't do that shit, but this is it for this week. I'm Randall.
I'm Stephanie.
And you guys have a great day.
Bye.